All right, a couple of days ago, we released A Wordless Song, and I wanted to run you guys through basically the overview of the production of it, because I think it could be kind of interesting for people to see how I work and basically to see the track like stripped up. So we're going to have a look at Ableton, which is the company, the software that I use to make this shit. I shouldn't swear, that's naughty. Okay, Synth Group. Starting off with the Synth Group here. Basically what I did is I found this arpeggiator, which sounds like this. And this is just one of like the standard, it's called space arp. It's one of the standard instruments in Ableton. But I just really liked how rhythmic it was, how it kind of created that like nice atmosphere, but had a pretty driving groove. So started with that. And then for the drums, I used a 606 kit. You can see started off with the standard 606 kit in Ableton, but I replaced the snare with, it's actually a Skrillex snare from a Skrillex sound pack, Sunny. And then this kick, I can't remember where I found it, but it's quite high pitched and tight because I wanted to leave a lot of room for the bass underneath that. So if we put these two together, well, here's the drum sound. It's kind of like pretty like bumping R&B kind of stuff, and then put that with the synth thing, which is pretty much the rhythmic and harmonic backbone of the song. So far, off to a good start. The next thing I did, which was the bass, and the bass, what we did is we've got the sub bass and we've got the bass, which is like the top part. The sub bass, I actually made it so that it's just the bottom 120 hertz. That just means it's like the very lower end of the bass that when you hear it, and it sounds like this on its own. Pretty aggressive, but like tight and short. And you'll notice if you're listening to it, it comes like right through the middle of your like auditory field. Especially if you've got headphones on, it's easier to hear that. Then the upper part of the bass, which is this part, if you've got headphones on, you'll notice straight away that comes like from the sides, and there's like a bit of reverb on it, it kind of drags out a bit. It's a more like open sound. Now this is actually everything from 120 hertz higher. So what that does is that makes the lower part, the sub part, really tight and focused so that it's punchy and it doesn't get kind of washy with the kick drum and all the other lower elements down there. But the higher part, which is like the nice kind of open space part, doesn't have any of that bottom end, so that it's able to like fill out the sound without having like a really rumbly kind of sound underneath it. I hope that makes sense. Both of these were made with Wavetable, which is a synthesizer inside Ableton. I just kind of tweaked them a little bit to make the sound that I wanted. It's like that 80s, I don't know what you'd call that, 80s synth something. Listening to all three of these things together, and that's like the track, pretty much. Once the chorus hits in, that's... So that took me like the first day and a half, basically, of production, which sounds like a long time, but I don't know, it takes a while to get the right sounds and stuff like that, the right groove. The next thing that we did is we went over to Vinnie's place. So Vinnie is a producer called, he goes by the name of 18-Year-Old Man. I linked his page in my Instagram stories, but I'll put it in the description of the YouTube video. And he is a fantastic keyboard player. So he came up with this thing. Again, this is just a stock Ableton keyboard. I haven't got the MIDI file here, but if you can hear that. Really nice, like smooth, like kind of romantic. It's not as like heavy as the chorus. It's like a really open, nice, romantic keys. I love what he's done. So he put some keyboards on the track for the verses, which kind of opened it up a little bit, made it a bit more chill. And then we kind of worked on this together, but he led it. I'm not ashamed to say that this was more his idea than mine. if you can hear these percussion sounds that come in the chorus, they're really interesting, like kind of like weird, like crunching, crackling noises and like weird, like metal pots and pans. We put it together like this. And for me, that adds so much to the soundscape, because if you listen to the drums by themselves, and then if you listen to them with this, so much more interesting. So if we put everything that we've listened to so far together, percussion and the keys, we're pretty much there. Next thing that I actually did the lead vocals next, but I'm going to show you that last. So these are the effects. Basically, they're just little like ear, like people call it ear candy. It's basically stuff that teaches or like guides your ear in the listening to the song. So if you have these things called like a riser, like this, I don't know if you can hear that. It might be super soft, but basically like the sounds, it kind of like excites your ear and lets you know, okay, there's something coming, and then there's the release, and it kind of just like guides you through the song. It's super important in any song. Like, I don't know if you're listening to this and you already know this kind of stuff, but if you don't, this stuff really makes the listening experience like so much more pleasurable. And this is so like towards the end of the song when it's all going, all just pads and atmosphere. And it just kind of fills out the sound in a way that you don't really know, like you don't really know it's there until you're like actively listening to it. So if we play everything apart from the vocals now at this point, so that sound is like blang, 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 blang. So this is just like, you know that space arpeggiator sound? This is arpeggiator sound. This is that, but I fed it through like a bunch of guitar reverbs and amps and stuff like that. And it just adds like a cool texture to the song. There's a little vocal sample, which is just my voice kind of like pitched and distorted a little bit. And that plays throughout the whole song. It actually starts off with that. That's just from one of the lines in the song that I just stole and reused because it sounded nice. Final thing is the vocals, like, you know, lead vocals, blah, blah, blah. I don't really need to walk you through that. But one cool thing I like about this song is so there's like a call and response with the harmonies. It goes, feels so right, so right. The harmonies are like, so right. But the harmonies actually, you know how usually the harmony, like the call and response harmonies, the lead will sing the vocal and then the harmonies will sing it afterwards. But one of the things I did, which I think I got the idea from that Beatles song Help. You know, it's like, when I was younger, so much younger than before, I never thought I needed it. And like the backing vocals come in before the lead vocals and it kind of primes it. So that's what I've done here. The backing vocals come in and say the line before the lead vocal says it. Oh, my life, so right, feels so right, feels true life, true life. And like, I don't hear that a lot, so I thought it was a kind of cool idea. And then obviously the R's, shitloads of harmonies. And I just love doing that. In all of my songs, there's like fat harmonies that come in on like the left and right of your field of vision, field of audio, field of audio, I don't know, whatever. Super wide, so when it all comes in together, the lead vocal's in the middle and then all the harmonies are really rich around the side. Adds a huge amount of texture. And then we added some ad-libs at the end. Ad-libs are just like the, you know, Mariah Carey, like, all that kind of stuff. There's a cool little falsetto one that you might not, I don't know if you can hear that, but when it's all going, it's a kind of cool line. And that's it. That's the song. That's everything. And then when you put it all together, it sounds like this. If I unmute everything. And that's it. That's how we made the song. That's how it was put together. I sent it off to Don, who was a mixing engineer that I'd never worked with before. He actually hit me up on Instagram. I was like, hey man, I like your stuff. I think we could work well together. I think my ear would be good for your kind of music. So I gave him a shot, and I'm really, really happy with the work that he's done. I really think the mix is super clean and like wide and punchy. And he also mastered the track, so like massive shout out to him. I'll put his link in the thing below. Yeah, and that's the song. I don't know if this video was fun. I don't know if it was interesting, but I might try and do this kind of stuff just to show you guys how it all works. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys. If you haven't already, throw us a follow on like Spotify and stuff and have a listen to the track, because I don't know, I think it helps. All right, peace, much love.